Now our investigator story. Tonight, we get the judge's side of the story.
The News 4 Tucson investigators reported last night that sources say that some rulings by a local judge are being investigated.
Tonight, News 4 Tucson investigator Matthew Schwartz has Judge Anne Segal's answers to our questions.
Have I made mistakes? Oh, yes. Tell me the one who hasn't made mistakes. Have my mistakes been publicized? I've been flogged. I've been humiliated.
Tucson Judge Anne Segal responded emotionally to questions about a News 4 Tucson investigation. We first reported Monday night that sources say the Arizona Attorney General is investigating some of Segal's rulings in bad check cases to see if she did not follow sentencing guidelines. The 61-year-old Justice of the Peace is seeking re-election in a bitter primary against attorney Adam Waters.
That's what this is all about, is to get negative stuff on me in order to make them win a re-election for Justice of the Peace.
Two sources told us about the AG's investigation. Then it was confirmed in this email to the News 4 Tucson investigators from Pima County Court Administrator Doug Coy. He wrote, Judge Segal made me aware that the Attorney General's office is conducting an investigation related to some cases that were heard in her courtroom.
You're making up news that isn't there. I'm not being. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about.
We first approached Segal on July 30th as she left a public forum at the Oro Valley Public Library. This was a day after she declined an on-camera interview, saying she'd talk in September after the primary. Then she agreed to come to the KVOA studios to do an interview with News 4 management, but failed to appear twice. Late Monday afternoon, the judge did show up. Here is what Segal said about her knowledge of the investigation when we met with her, and what she told KVOA News Director Kathy Batney on Monday.
So you're saying that Doug Coy did not tell us the truth in that email?
I guess I have to say that. He didn't tell you the truth because I'm not being investigated.
You haven't talked to Mr. Coy at all about his statement to us?
No, I really haven't. And I take that back. I talked to Mr. Coy. I spoke to Doug Coy. I told him I got a phone call. That's what he knows. That's what I know.
You told me yesterday on the phone you did receive a phone call from an investigator in the Attorney General's office. You said that on the phone to me.
I don't know who the gentleman, I don't know, no, I don't know who I don't know anything that you're talking about.
Yesterday you did tell me, Judge, that it was an investigator.
I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I received a phone call that said that there was an anonymous inquiry about some anonymous papers. I have no idea what it's about.
You told me on the phone
Oh.
that this was about the bad check program, and you weren't certain if this was a positive thing about the bad check program or a negative thing.
Well, if I recall, that's what I thought Mr. Schwartz had told me, that it was about the bad check program.
So you didn't ask them what this inquiry was about and
No.
what kind of questions they needed the answers to?
No, we set a meeting up in September. It's back burner. It's not of interest.
We had approached Judge Segal at the library in an empty meeting room. She walked out of the room and we followed, after which she then called News 4 management to complain.
You've said that Mr. Schwartz was aggressive, yelling, interfered with your meeting, and broke it up and made children cry in the library. Do you stand by those comments?
I probably overstated it. He caught me unprepared.
Shouldn't the voters have a right to know about these things so they can make an informed decision either way when it comes time for them to vote?
I'd like the voters to make decisions based on my merits, on the things I've accomplished, my mediation programs, my debt collection programs. I am doing what I can to make the community a good place and to be a good judge. That's all I want to do. I'm a good judge.
Judge Segal insists she doesn't know what someone in the Attorney General's office wants to discuss with her next month.
And as far as I know, I'm going to get an award from the Attorney General's office.
We will stay on top of this story, and if Judge Segal does get an award from the Attorney General, News 4 Tucson will report that. The Republican primary for Justice of the Peace from the Northwest side is set for August 26th. Remember, if you have a story you'd like us to check out, email us at investigators@kvoa.com or call 955-4444. Matthew Schwartz, News 4 Tucson.